It's been confirmed that this year by Frontier themselves, we will be expecting at least 2 DLCs for Jurassic World Evolution 2. With one of these almost certainly being a Dominion DLC, that leaves us with one DLC that there's still time to speculate for, which is exactly what I'm going to be doing in today's video. So today we will be looking at specifically a Triassic DLC for Jurassic World Evolution 2. As always, if you do go on to enjoy the video, please do consider liking and subscribing, as your support is very much appreciated. With that being said, enjoy the video. I've come to find that in the Jurassic franchise, the Triassic period is a period that doesn't really get a lot of attention, which is fair enough considering there is quite literally a handful of dinosaurs from the time period, but I still think there's enough to make a somewhat decent DLC. So first and foremost, before I actually get into the dinosaurs and reptiles themselves, I think that this DLC, if it did come to be, should be valued at about £8. This is primarily because with the early Cretaceous DLC, we got 3 new dinosaurs and reptiles, each valued at about £2 because, you know, it did cost £6. So it just makes sense for DLCs to really value each dinosaur or reptile at about £2. But with that being said, the Triassic period isn't predominantly known for having absolutely awesome dinosaurs and reptiles, but I still think there's some potential, as some of the dinosaurs I talk about in this list are still pretty unique. For example, the Eoraptor. Now, the Eoraptor was basically the compy of the Triassic period, and I say compy because of course the coelophysis was from the Triassic anyway, but in a sense I feel like if it was to be implemented into Jurassic World Evolution 2, it would basically just be a reskin of a compy anyway. The whole reason I've decided to put an Eoraptor in this list is because I feel like these tiny theropods haven't really got, you know, much of a place in Jurassic World Evolution 2 other than the Compsognathus and coelophysis. And, you know, it's fair enough considering there's not too many small theropods you can really make a DLC around, but still, I think they're cool nonetheless and do deserve a bit more credit. Moving on to the second dinosaur slash reptile I think deserves a place in the Triassic DLC is the Nothosaurus. Sorry, I've absolutely butchered that pronunciation. Now, this is to sort of go along with the theme that everyone bought Jurassic World Evolution 2 for at least to an extent for the aquatics, and I think Frontier are 100% going to take advantage of that, especially in DLCs. You know, considering that Xiphactinus is rumoured to be in Dominion, I don't see why they wouldn't have a marine reptile in basically every DLC. In regards to a Triassic DLC, I think it would just have to be the Nothosaurus. And for me at least, this is because this is supposedly a limbed marine reptile, and that's not to say that I want to have like a, you know, an ocean walking mechanic, which, you know, would be awesome, but I just think that it's a unique marine reptile, and of course it wouldn't necessarily have to get up and run about as much as I'd like to see that. I just want, you know, something that doesn't just have flappers. I think a limbed marine reptile would be absolutely awesome. And going off my research, Nothosaurus did supposedly hunt in packs, which you never know could maybe potentially implement the aquatic pack hunting mechanic that I've wanted ever since the aquatics got announced for Jurassic World Evolution 2. So if you thought my last pronunciation was bad, then get ready for this next dinosaur on the list. The Revueltasaurus, I'm going to call it. I don't know if I've got that right or wrong, there's no pronunciation thing. I'll tell you what, I'll just put a picture of its name up on the screen. Basically, when I was doing my digging for this video, I saw the Revueltasaurus and it reminded me heavily of the Prostosuchus. And being someone that has played Jurassic World the game in the past, it was my first silver amphibian, which, you know, gives it an automatic place in my heart, and I love it for that. So, you know, if we don't ever see a Prostosuchus, I'd love to see a Revueltasaurus, especially as it looks like the Prostosuchus, yet is a herbivore. And going off the fact that we're almost undoubtedly going to be seeing synapsids in Jurassic World Evolution 2 in just a couple months' time, I don't think that they need to necessarily follow an entirely new animation rig, as of course these are bipedal and walk about on all 4 limbs. And whilst I've still got the Prostosuchus in the back of my mind, for my last amphibian, I guess we'll just refer to it as, in the Triassic DLC list, I have the Master Donosaurus. Now, I don't know why, but whenever I see the Master Donosaurus, it just looks so derpy, but in an adorable way. And it also reminds me of a tadpole, and I did used to have a pet tadpole, so, you know, it's got that emotional value. And it's also in this list because I wouldn't be surprised if we do see amphibians in JWE2 at some point, especially as I don't think we're getting a Jurassic World Evolution 3 that introduces even more, you know, dinosaur genuses. I think that this is the last park building sim for at least 20 years. So, you know, maybe we'll just keep getting DLCs every year for the next 20 years until a new park builder does come about. So yeah, Master Donosaurus looks pretty swag, not much more to it. And that does conclude my Triassic DLC list. If you have made it this far, feel free to let me know down in the comments some Triassic dinosaurs you'd like to see in a Triassic DLC for Jurassic World Evolution 2. Also, we're only 17 subscribers away from 1,000 and we're getting painfully close. So if you aren't subscribed, please do make sure you subscribe or check out some of my other videos, as that does push them on the algorithm, which inevitably does help me grow. So yeah, even just supporting the channel a little bit does help me out a lot. Thanks for watching, and I do hope to see you in the next one.